Hey kids, welcome back to the Rampage toy reviews from Lanard, which you can find at Walmart, as you can see by the logo there. Today we're going to be looking at Ralph, who is the wolf from Rampage. At this point, I have seen the movie, so I should be able to talk a little bit more about how accurate the sculpts are and who all these little extra guys are. With that, let's start out with the canister contact set over here. And there's a look at it in box. Let's get this thing open. Looks like our boy Ralph here comes with quite a few accessories like George did. And let's get into it. We got zip ties on this rocket launcher. We'll have to cut those off. Ralph and this dude and this, I don't know, light bar or something. They're all zip tied in there too. So, okay, this is what you get with the Ralph canister contact set. You got Ralph, his canister, and surprisingly, this is a different one than the one that George came with. You get this rocket launcher. It's got a swivels and these missiles come out. They don't flick fire or anything, so you just gotta pew pew. There's this barricade. I don't know if it attaches to anything, but it doesn't stand up very well. That's dumb. This one, which is a roadblock maybe, it stands up, but it has base. We got this guy. He's got a gas mask or something on, like he's in, I don't know where the hell he's supposed to be fighting, but he's got a red tip on his gun, and that means that that's not a real gun, that's just a toy. Very limited articulation. He can move his gun up and down. He can't even move his head. He can't move his legs or his waist. But he's got a fake gun to go up against the wolf. Speaking of the wolf, here's Ralph in his smaller canister contact form. You can kind of see his hints of his glider wings down there. Neat little claws. Unlike the canister contact George, this one has some articulation, which is fun. You can't turn his head, but all four of his legs can move somewhat. So I'm going to make it look like he's jumping at this guy and eating his face. And he just ate. He's nice and detailed. I like him. Looks like the wolf in the film. Although, I think that in the movie, he's more of a silver, white, gray sort of coloring, like he is on the box back here. I'm not sure if the early versions of him had him brown or something, but the toys sure seemed to think that he was brown. When they fight Ralph, he's bigger anyways, and nobody actually fights him when he's this small. So all that Army Man stuff has nothing to do with this size of Ralph. $10 is that guy. Now, this looks like the funner pack anyways. Again, Lanard, only at Walmart. The Big City Brawl version of Ralph. Let's tear into it. Looks like we're getting Ralph, parts of a bus, and a little shooty guy that also has fake guns. They do not want people to survive a fight with Ralph, which is sad. But let's get him out of here. Alright, so these guys are really zip tied in there. He's got 2 zip ties on his feet. This bus part is zip tied all to hell, and he's got zip ties on all his feet. That's irritating. His mouth is also kept open, again, with a rubber band. Oh, he looks like he has a chomp action. Okay, the big city brawl Ralph comes with. Ralph, part of a bus, and this little shooty man who doesn't get real guns. Just generic action man with his fake guns. They're rubber banded to his hands. Doesn't look like anyone from the movie. And I guess he sort of stands. He stands alright. We can make him be like, no wolf, pew. But he's not very interesting. This pretty neatly detailed cracks, good destruction, and this part right here with the big bite mark comes off. So I'm guessing we can put this in Ralph's mouth over here and have him chew on a bus. So that's fun. I like that. Interactive destructibles, always a plus. And then we get what we're really looking forward to in this set, which is our big version of Ralph. He's got articulation on all 4 of his legs, but the front ones have wrist articulation as well. That's good. And back ones sit as they are. He's fairly skinny looking. Like, I don't think he was that skinny in the movie. I think he had wider shoulders. This is kind of a sickly version of him. Although the face is pretty good. I like that. And it looks like, yeah, by moving the scruff of his neck, you can make him bite. So that's fun. We like that. His legs for standing are a little weird. He's got, you can see his spikes. He has porcupine quills in the movie. And his tail does kind of move. Not a lot, but it kind of moves. Alright, there we go. You got about probably the best you could do with the spikes. His neat bitey motion. I like that. Let's see if he can fall over. He can fall over. I wish his legs could come out a little more, because look at that. He's very, like, his stance needs to be wider. Let's see how this chomping action, if we can get him to, I don't know. I don't think his head's going to fit in there. We can get him. And I can't get him to pick it off the bus. His head's just a little too big. Like, the weight of it keeps his neck down, which keeps his mouth open. So you're gonna have to have him do that. Push it up with your thumb if you want to play with it. You can't throw it as well as you threw the guy. With this, we just got Ralph, the bus, and shooter guy. And that's what's in the $15 set. I like the Ralph in both of them. He's pretty screen accurate, minus the coloring, I think, is the biggest issue with him. As far as playability, you do get a guy and some missiles, but I think the missiles are overkill for this small of a wolf and whatnot. Really, what you're getting these for, because the guys, both of them are generic and have, you know, safety painted guns, which, that's silly. This is alright. Doesn't have any actions, but you could, I guess, do that. I'm not a big fan of that. Roadblocks. This one's pretty sturdy. I don't know what you need them for. This one doesn't appear to have a way to stand up. These are the takeaways from the $10 and $15 set that are actually what you're probably buying the set for. $10 for Ralph in a canister is kind of silly, but $15 for a bigger Ralph and a destructible bus. And he's got an action feature, limited, but it's there. I'm going to go ahead and say that the $15 version, the Big City Brawl of Ralph, is the one that you'd want to get if you only had to get the one. I do wish he had like a flying squirrel action, which would have been fun. And if that's a surprise, well, I mean, they put it in all the trailers. Sorry. Hey, son, what's up? You're not my real mom. Come back here. Love me. Kids, am I right?